Xiaomi Redmi Note 6 Pro comes with 6.26-inch LCD touchscreen. The phone uses Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 chipset along with 6GB of RAM. This phone have dual camera setup at the back. At the rear there is a 12 megapixel camera along with another 5 megapixel depth sensor. On the front there is a 20 megapixel selfie camera. It runs Mi UI 9.0 based on Android 8.1 Oreo and comes with 64GB of internal storage, but you can expand it using microSD card up to 256GB. It is powered by a 4000 mAh battery and supports 10W fast battery charging. It was released in black, blue, rose gold and red colors. Xiaomi Redmi Y3 smartphone was launched in April 2019. The phone comes with a 6.26-inch touchscreen display with an aspect ratio of 19:9. It is powered by a 1.8 GHz octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 632 processor. It comes with 4GB of RAM. As far as the cameras are concerned, the Xiaomi Redmi Y3 on the rear packs dual camera setup consisting of a 12 megapixel primary camera with an 2.2 aperture and a second 2 megapixel camera. The rear camera setup has face detection autofocus. There is a 32 megapixel camera on the front for selfies. It runs Mi UI 10.2 based on Android 9 Pie and packs 64GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via microSD card up to 1TB with a dedicated slot. It is powered by a 4000 mAh battery. It was launched in prime black, bold red and elegant blue colors. The Redmi Note 7s looks exactly the same as the Redmi Note 7 as well as the Redmi Note 7 Pro. Like its siblings, the Redmi Note 7s has a glass sandwich design with Corning Gorilla Glass 5 at front and back. The display itself sports a Full HD Plus resolution and has a maximum brightness of 450 nits, which is good enough when using the phone outdoors. The display has good viewing angles and color reproduction. There are different display modes to choose from and you can also adjust the color temperature to suit your liking. The Redmi Note 7s is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 660. Xiaomi offers the Redmi Note 7s in two variants, one with 3GB of RAM and 32GB of storage and another with 4GB of RAM and 64GB of storage. One major difference compared to the Redmi Note 7 is that you get a different camera setup. The Redmi Note 7s has a 48 megapixel Samsung GM1 primary sensor with a 1.8 aperture and a 1.6 micron pixel size. The second camera is a 5 megapixel depth sensor which should come handy when shooting portraits. At the front, the Redmi Note 7 has a 13 megapixel sensor with a 2.0 aperture. If you don't mind spending a little more money, the Redmi Note 7s is a very good choice with amazing camera performance. Xiaomi Mi A2 Lite smartphone was launched in July 2018. The phone comes with a 5.84-inch touchscreen display with an aspect ratio of 19:9. It is powered by a 2 GHz octa-core Qualcomm Snapdragon 625 processor. It comes with 4GB of RAM. The Mi A2 Lite on the rear packs a 12 megapixel primary camera with an 2.2 aperture and a second 5 megapixel camera with an 2.2 aperture. The rear camera setup has face detection autofocus. On the front there is a 5 megapixel camera for selfies. This device is based on Android 8.1 Oreo and packs 64GB of inbuilt storage that can be expanded via microSD card up to 256GB. It is powered by a 4000 mAh non-removable battery with 10W fast battery charge support. It was launched in black, blue and gold colors. The Redmi Note 7 is an affordable mid-range handset that serves up some flagship features. It is an outstanding device for its asking price. The Redmi Note 7 Pro has a 6.3-inch LTPS display with Full HD Plus resolution. The display is extremely crisp and sharp, contrast and dynamic range are pretty good. The colors are punchy without being oversaturated. With the Qualcomm Snapdragon 660 processor combined with 4GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, the Redmi Note 7 sports mid-range power. The Redmi Note 7's dual rear snapper has a 48 megapixel 1.8 aperture primary camera and a 5 megapixel 2.4 aperture depth sensor module, matched with face detection autofocus. As for the 13 megapixel 2.2 aperture selfie camera, daytime shots look good although dynamic range struggles with backlit scenes. Video is recorded at up to Full HD resolution and captures a superb level of detail, especially in good light. The Redmi Note 7 is an excellent all-rounder. It offers super value with its solid build, great screen, smooth UI and impressive camera and battery life.